Good evening and welcome to Halacha Day number 638. Halacha Day keeps the BJC Halacha A away, and today we're honoring David and Chana Love and the entire Love family. We love the Loves. Here we go. Very interesting Halacha today. Now, when we call people up to the Torah, there's three type of male Jews: Cohen, Levi, Yisrael. Okay, most of us are Yisraelim, including myself. Some people are Kohanim, some are Levim, and there are priorities in who gets called up first. If there is a Cohen present in the synagogue, he must be called to the reading first, even if he's an unlearned person. Provided he is an upright person, he has preference over a Torah scholar. So there could be a rabbi who's 70 years old, big beard, but he's Yisrael. No, he does not get called up first, but the Cohen gets called up first, even if he's a 20-year-old young guy, just came back to Judaism, started Cohen the yeshiva 6 months ago, doesn't matter. He gets called up first, the Cohen. Even if the Cohen wants to forego his right, he may not do so. After the Cohen, a Levi is called. David Love is a Levi, right? If there's no Levi present, the Cohen who was called first is called again in the Levi's stead. And the Gabbai is whose function is to call the Olim to the Torah. That's who a Gabbai is. Would say Bimkoim Levi. So the Cohen now gets two Aliyahs. He gets the first Aliyah, makes those two brachas, the before and after the Torah reading, and then he does it again, the before and after, in place of the Levi. If a Cohen is not present in the synagogue, a Levi or Yisrael is called in his stead. And in such a case, we should call the most learned in Torah among those present. And the Gabbai announces, if there's no Cohen present, a Levi instead of a Cohen, or Yisrael instead of a Cohen. So it would say, Levi b'mkoim Kohen, or Yisrael b'mkoim Kohen, right? So this is interesting because a lot of people might think that if there's no Cohen present, for sure you call the Levi up first. But that's not always the case. You can call Yisrael first. But if you do, comes the next halacha. When a Yisrael is called in place of a Cohen, if that Yisrael gets that first aliyah, a Levi is not called afterwards. A community made up of only Kohanim or Levim should put the question to a learned sage as to how to conduct themselves. So once again, normally Cohen gets first aliyah. Cohen gets the first aliyah, Levi second, Yisrael third. If there's no Levim, Cohen gets number 1 and 2. If there's no Cohen, either a Levi or Yisrael gets the first aliyah. If the Levi gets the first aliyah, so then you can call Yisrael for the second and Yisrael for third. If a Yisrael gets the first aliyah, you cannot call a Levi for number 2 or number 3. And really, even if the Levi gets called for the first one, you can't call a Levi for the second one either. So in the case where there's no Cohen, Levi only gets number 1, but does not get number 2. Thanks for listening. That was Halacha number 638 to sponsor Future Halacha 36 100 for the gold. Have a wonderful day.